I think when the pandemic began, we all just stayed at home, sheltered in place for a few weeks, thinking that it would all pass and then life would get back to normal. But as the weeks went on and the months went on, we realized that we couldn't just stay holed up in our house. And as we looked around our neighborhood, we realized that a lot of people were hurting, people were feeling alone, and especially the kids were being left behind. It's estimated that 30% of the kids in this neighborhood last spring never logged on even once to distance education. Many came into the pandemic already a grade level behind, and now they're multiple grade levels behind. And many people believe that kids in the urban setting are going to be set back for generations because of this pandemic. So the Learning Lab exists just to provide a stable and a safe learning environment for kids. So volunteers show up when the kids show up, and they sit with the kids and just help them stay focused on what the teachers are saying. And then during the different breaks, the volunteers help the kids just stay focused on the work and try to move forward educationally. So many of these kids can't even read. And so when a teacher tells them to do an assignment, they can't even navigate Google Classroom to find the assignment. So a lot of these kids were discouraged, they were defeated, some of them were just choosing to sleep through class. And so having these volunteers alongside of these students, it encourages them, it motivates them, and then as we've taught some of them like letter recognition, phonics, and even how to read, it's like giving them life again and giving them encouragement, seeing that they actually can learn. Because a lot of them, the reason why they weren't logging on was just they were defeated. They're like, why am I gonna do something that's so discouraging? So day in and day out, we see these kids encouraged and excited again about learning. So there's a family that's coming, and in their home, they have 11 kids in an 800 square foot apartment. And so these kids were super discouraged, and when they were showing up, they weren't really awake, they were asleep most of the time. And so my wife, for example, has been working with one of the kids named Jose, and he is really eager to learn, but he didn't know how to read. And so with my wife and others working with him, now he's knowing how to read, he's getting excited, he wants to come to the Learning Lab versus kind of avoiding it. And so we're watching this case by case, child by child, all of them getting excited about learning and engaging online. I want to thank you guys at Vintage Grace for always being mindful of us and always praying for us, and then this Christmas season putting together these boxes. Those things that you're putting in these boxes are going to be an encouragement for these kids and even incentivize them. It's amazing how just little pieces of encouragement and little gifts really encourage these kids to keep on learning and keep going. So if you guys want to be a part of what we're doing, there's two things that you can do. The first thing is pray. And I know that you guys often set your alarms like at 9:38 in the morning for Matthew 9:38, but consider setting your alarm maybe at like 11:30, because during the 11 o'clock hour, a lot of these kids, they're falling asleep, they're checking out, they're just done with learning. Another thing you can do is you can show up and serve. My wife, she decided to take like a longer lunch, and she comes just for 30 minutes on Tuesday and Thursday. And just that short little window, she gets to work on phonics and reading with the same kid week after week. So if you guys want to serve, come down even for 30 minutes, it will make an impact. So if you want to get involved, you can reach out to me, and I just want to thank you guys for praying, for being willing to serve, for being mindful of us. It's such an encouragement knowing that we have a church like you guys, always eager, ready to serve.